What's up? It's your Tree Daddy, the most trusted, unverified, disbarred, and twice-deported environmental engineer on the internet. I'm here today to answer the most challenging question currently facing mankind. Can climate change cause sharknados? Obviously not, don't be an idiot. Climate change causes shark hurricanes, which are kind of like sharknados, but worse because they're real. Let's get into it. First of all, let's establish why a sharknado isn't going to happen. A tornado by definition occurs on land, which has no sharks. In order to be able to pick up some sharks, it would have to form over the water. And if that happened, it would be called a tornadic waterspout. A waterspout is basically a rotating column of air and water that goes up into the clouds. A tornadic waterspout is when this occurs during stormy conditions, but nobody wants to call it a sharknatic waterspout because that sounds like an STD. So we're going to stick to sharknado for this lesson. Now, really powerful tornadic waterspouts have actually picked up animals in their spiral. This is well documented. In 2010 in Australia, one picked up and dropped fish on residents. In 2005, one picked up frogs in Serbia. In 2007, one dropped worms on Louisiana. Problem is, a single great white outweighs all these examples I found by quite a lot. So our first problem is that we need a tornadic waterspout that is astronomically stronger than any ever recorded in order to pick up and move a bunch of sharks. But nature be crazy, so that is totally possible. On to the next problem. See, sharks are loners. They don't hunt in packs. They are usually spread out pretty far. So a tornadic waterspout would probably only be able to catch one at a time in its column. And that's not a sharknado, that's just depressing. But what if it struck during shark mating season, when the sharks all meet up and get it on? Then our sharknado could slurp up a bunch into a spinning vortex. Now we've got a couple hundred horned up sharks getting spun around and blue-balled in our sharknado aimed at a city. Sharknado confirmed. Wrong. Even if all that lined up, sharks breathe through their gills, which require them to be constantly moving through the water. If a tornadic waterspout is strong enough to lift up a bunch of 2,000-pound sharks, the conditions inside are going to be way too harsh to allow the shark to freely move around like it needs to breathe. So if literally everything I just mentioned came together for our perfect sharknado, we would have a storm that managed to pick up a bunch of dead, horny sharks and kill them mid-smash, then yeet their corpses into a city. So no, even the forces of climate change won't be able to create a sharknado. But what about a shark hurricane? A shuricane. See, climate change whips up some prime conditions for devastating hurricanes. As ice caps melt, sea levels and surface temperature both rise, which causes faster wind speeds and hurricanes of greater intensity. A hurricane can move large enough amounts of water in a manner that sharks could survive inside. Now, sharks generally prefer to stay in shallow water, but they can sense the change in pressure that comes with a hurricane, and usually try to swim out deeper when they sense one approaching. Once the eye of the storm passes over, though, there is a new area of shallow water, the lands that just got flooded by the hurricane. So the hurricane comes through and ravages your city, and then leaves it flooded and nice and full of sharks. And unlike a sharknado, they are alive this time and not horny. I don't know if that's better or worse for you, but it's a fact, so do what you want with it. In 2019, after Hurricane Dorian passed over the Bahamas, survivors described the water as infested with sharks. Yeah, so unlike a sharknado, which isn't real, shark swarms and hurricanes are very real, and climate change is causing more intense hurricanes to be more frequent. So I don't know, turn off the lights when you leave a room or something. Save the environment. Peace.